Yeah, so this is my new book, and all I'd ask is that you refrain as much as possible from using it as toilet paper. Cheers. Hello everybody. First of all, let me apologise for these jeans that I can barely walk in. I've run out of walking trousers. They're all in the wash, so I've had to wear these jeans and they've shrunk in the wash. So I'm well aware that they look like they're painted on. I do apologise. Anyway, today what I want to talk about is focal lengths and how I choose my focal lengths. It's very simple, so this shouldn't take long at all. Basically, if you watched my video from a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about jigsaw pieces in photos, I didn't really talk about focal length and how that plays its part in this process. If you don't know what I'm talking about with a jigsaw thing, go to this video here. It is on that side, isn't it? Or is it on this side? Go up here and hopefully that'll all become clearer. But choosing a focal length is like anything in photography. There's no right or wrong way. It's completely an artistic preference. This is just how I do it. Essentially, when I've got my pieces of a jigsaw, so in this case, I've got a nice path here that's got footholds all the way down the hill. There's then a tree, a tiny little hill, a really cool looking hill that looks like a dragon's back, and then a nice band of cloud in the distance. Those are my jigsaw pieces. And when I want to include all those, essentially in terms of focal length, what I'm looking for is the longest possible focal length I can get away with while including all those things. And what that does is two things. It gets rid of anything else that I don't need, and it makes sure that I've got lots of detail in the things that are left remaining in the frame. So, I don't know if you can hear because I've got the lav mic on, but it's properly windy. Right then, I'm going to stand here very much in the way of this shot, but hopefully I'll be able to show you what I mean in photos. So I've got the wide angle on. I'll start at 8mm, which I suspect for this particular shot will be far too wide. So this is 8mm, and granted it's 16:9, so it's not exactly as I'm shooting it. I think there's too much path here, so instead of including all that, I'm going to zoom in to about there. Now, when I'm at this point, I still have enough sky, I would suggest. I think that's plenty of sky to get a sense of what's going on in the sky. And also at this focal length, which is 14mm, there's a little bit more compression. So the hill doesn't look as far away, this hill doesn't look as far away, the tree doesn't look as far away. And I still think I have enough of this path to get a sense of, like I said, why the path is in the frame. I reckon I can probably go even further than that. Maybe something like this, which is about 16mm. And I think that might be the shot. I say I think it might be the shot. I'll take it and then we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, so that's how I choose focal length. But that photo that I just took then wasn't at 16mm, it was actually at 15mm because, as you might remember from the last video, I said that I always zoom out by 1mm or 2 when I've got my ideal shot, because then I have some more room for cropping if I need to. That's pretty crucial. So basically, I choose my focal length by going the longest I possibly can while including all the elements I want to include, and then I just zoom out a bit by 1mm or 2, and that pretty much always dictates my focal length. I hope that makes sense. If you can't hear how windy it is, then it's testament to this microphone, I'd suggest, because, well, to be honest, I'm a bit worried about this tree. Anyway, this is my new book, my 2019 annual book of photos that I took in 2019. This one isn't called 2019, unlike 2018's, which was called 2018. This one's called Volume 2. I thought it was better to call them volumes, which isn't great for the consistency of the first two, but from here on out they'll be called Volume 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and you get the idea. Also, they'll be this shape. This one is 230mm by 170mm, whereas the last one was 210mm square. Also not great for consistency, but from here on out, they'll look like this. But this is draft 1. I've got a few changes to make to it, but it's now available for pre-order on my website, and they'll be shipping in early May, I suspect. Probably before that, actually, given that all other things in my life have been cancelled. much like yours, I suppose. But my hope is that this will act as a partial alleviator of boredom while we're all stuck in quarantine for the next few months. That's the plan. Certainly wasn't its original intention, but hopefully it'll do a good job of it. In short, this is, I reckon, the best thing I've ever made. I'm so proud of it. I'm proud of the pictures that are in it. I'm proud of the stories that the pictures tell. And I'm just proud of it as a book. I mean, I can't believe I made it, to be honest. I mean, I didn't do the gluing and the printing and stuff. You know what I mean by I've made it. I did the design in it. But one of the reasons that it's not square anymore is so that I can include full-page images and there's just little overlays of stories and stuff. And yeah. I've put little maps in for where in the world I took particular pictures. I really love it. I hope you like it. You can pick it up on my website. Also, actually, I've made an effort to ensure that it's carbon neutral. What does made an effort mean? That sounds like a feeble attempt at carbon neutrality. Well, it's actually quite difficult, as you might imagine, to work out exactly how to make a book carbon neutral. It depends where the book has come from, where the paper's come from, how the book's been made, where it's been made, how it's been shipped to me, how it's been shipped to you, how much carbon I use to get all the pictures that feature in the book. It's really difficult to work out. I've made a calculation, and based on that calculation, I'm going to give a donation to the Woodland Trust here in the UK to look after a bit of woodland that's big enough to take care of what I think is the cost of carbon that this book and distributing this book to you has made. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if that means I can call this book carbon neutral or not, because I don't know how accurate my calculations are, but the intention is to make the book carbon neutral. Hopefully I've done it. So yeah, I hope you like it. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world. Oh, look what a bird's done. Grim. I spent far too much time reading the news yesterday and it got me a bit down, so I asked people on Instagram if they had any jokes, and I got some back. Doctor, help, I'm addicted to posting on Instagram. The doctor says, I'm sorry, I don't follow you. I ate a clock yesterday. It was very time consuming. Did you hear about the fire at the circus? It was intense. I was in the supermarket earlier and a man was throwing cheese and milk at people. I thought to myself, how dare he? Do you know the best thing about Switzerland? Well, the flag is definitely a big plus. Some bloke stole my Microsoft laptop, but I'll find him. He has my word. A perfectionist walked into a bar. Unfortunately, it wasn't set high enough. Bloke goes into a library and asks the assistant, can I have fish and chips, please, with salt and vinegar on? She replied, this is a library. So he replies, so sorry, fish and chips, please, with salt and vinegar on. Oh, there's loads of them. Loads of good ones. I'll let you find them on my Instagram if you're interested. I needed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support with the book and just watching my videos. And there'll probably be plenty more videos from now on because I've not really got anything else to do. So there'll probably be maybe 2-3 videos a week, perhaps. He says, that's not the first time I've said that. But in any case, thank you for watching this one. And I'll see you next time.